Hello and welcome to the 2017 African Regional Conference in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. I'm joined now by Thierry Chilosi, who is Swift's Head of Markets and Initiatives.
Thank you. Good morning, James. Good to see you in Abidjan.
You too. Thierry, you've just finished a panel on de-risking. A lot of interesting ideas discussed in that panel. What did you take away from it?
Oh, it was absolutely a great panel. We just had a discussion on the important topic of de-risking. It was a pretty serious topic, and I have to say that the panel discussed and debated where the industry stands, specifically the African continent, on de-risking, and what are the measures that have been put in place since a year from there when we discussed also the same topic. And it's interesting to see the evolution. So we really focus on the evolution around de-risking, what is being done, what are the results.
I was talking to Idrissa Diop, who mentioned that there has been a change in the conversation around de-risking in recent years. Have you felt this as well, Thierry?
Absolutely, we feel a change, and the change is at several levels. So the takeaways for me from that discussion is that important controls, putting in place the right controls, remains a top priority. That has been said before, but the controls measures are increasing in terms of regulations, so the tools and the processes have to evolve. That's the first point. The second point is around communication, and we discussed a lot about communication, what has evolved in communication, and a few things. First of all, the level of awareness across the African continent has risen. The collaborative dialogue around compliance is at another level these days, and communities themselves are equipping themselves to see how do they tackle the implementation of these controls together. That's the level of evolution that I've felt. Another one is we discussed the leadership role taken by Pan-African banks, and I'm really impressed to see the quality and the attention that they're putting, as well as the investments that they are putting behind making sure that they are compliant.
So those Pan-African banks are really spearheading efforts on the continent to address this challenge?
Absolutely. I think they do have, and we heard it from the panel, they do have an important role. They're taking on more and more relationship with their correspondent. At the same time, they want to ensure that as they grow their networks, that they make sure that it remains, if you will, a network that complies with the top standards of AML and CFT regulations.
Okay, now Thierry, we are meeting on day 3, the final day of ARC 2017. It's been a great conference again this year, a good lineup of speakers, some really interesting topics. For you, what have you taken away from this year's ARC?
Absolutely, James. I mean, it's been a packed 3 days. I mean, we're approaching the end of it right now. We have another few hours to go. We discussed at ARC this year some very important topics. We started with entrepreneurship, innovation, and we had a startup challenge. What is really unique about what was done this year is to see those startup companies, how advanced they are in the process. So we had met last year companies that had more ideas. Here we're discussing with companies that have products, that are actually pushing those products out to the market. So that was one important theme. We then discussed again regional integration and the importance of sustaining attention in this dossier. And the latest stats keep seeing that there are more and more links between African countries, which is positive news for the continent. And thirdly, the challenges. We just talked about de-risking before. That was one topic, but the other very important challenge ahead is about cybersecurity. And we've had some good interaction there and some good tips to take away.
It's a big topic right now for sure, but Thierry, thank you so much for joining us today and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you, James.